Hey, I'm tech journalist Nate Drake, and welcome to The Digital Merchant. This is your channel for digital marketing, online business, and growth strategies without the fluff. Today we're diving into what network does Total Wireless use. As always, I'm here to give you genuinely useful information, not just regurgitate some press release. After all, that network question is actually the most important thing you need to get clear on before you decide whether Total Wireless is right for you. So let's walk through it properly. Now, short answer first, Total Wireless runs on Verizon's network. That's 4G LTE and 5G, including 5G Ultra Wideband on higher tier plans. Total Wireless is owned by Verizon. It came through the TracFone acquisition that Verizon completed in 2021, and new customers are on Verizon's infrastructure. Full stop. But let me explain what that actually means for you, because runs on Verizon isn't necessarily the same thing as directly using Verizon's network as a postpaid customer. Verizon's network consistently ranks among the best for coverage across the continental United States, particularly in rural and suburban areas. The Total Wireless coverage map covers more than 99% of the US population on 4G LTE, and 5G is available in a rapidly expanding footprint of cities and surrounding areas. So if you're in a major metro area, you will likely have access to 5G, and in cities with 5G Ultra Wideband deployment, you can see speeds of up to 1 gigabits per second in ideal conditions, of course. In rural areas, Verizon's LTE coverage is also one of the strongest available, which gives it an advantage over carriers that run on AT&T or T-Mobile, where coverage can thin out faster once you leave more populated areas. So choosing the network itself is not a compromise. You're not buying a budget carrier experience on some kind of second-tier network. You're buying a prepaid plan on one of the best networks in the country. That's what makes the value question interesting. Here is where I want to slow down for a second, because there's something that gets glossed over in a lot of reviews of prepaid carriers like this. You see, even though Total Wireless runs on Verizon towers, it's still a prepaid product. And that means when those towers get busy, and they will during rush hours in cities, at stadiums, at big events, your data can get deprioritized behind Verizon's own postpaid customers. Total Wireless's own terms of service describe it clearly. At times and locations where the network is very heavily loaded, Total Wireless customers will experience increased latency during a data session. That's the fine print. I'm not quoting it to scare you. I just want you to know about it going in. Now, the degree to which this will actually affect you depends entirely on where you live and how you use your phone. In a rural area with light tower load, you're very unlikely to notice it. But in a dense urban core at peak times, you might. And the plan you are on makes a real difference. Total Wireless currently has 4 tiers, all of them running on Verizon's network, as I said. All prices, including taxes and fees, with autopay. The total starter plan is $35 a month for one line. You got unlimited 5G data, 10 gigabytes of hotspot data capped at 5 megabits per second, calls to 85 plus countries, texting to 200 plus destinations, and roaming in Canada and Mexico. This is the entry level, and the data on this plan is deprioritized, meaning in busy periods you are lower down the stack than Verizon postpaid customers. The total max 5G is $50 a month for one line. This is where the picture begins to change. You get 5G, including Ultra Wideband where it's available, unlimited hotspot data also capped at 5 megabits per second, roaming in 140 plus countries, calling and texting to 200 plus countries, 100 gigabytes of cloud storage, and just in case you want to catch up on every episode of The Mandalorian, 6 months of Disney Plus Premium. The key difference from the starter plan is that this one comes with premium data priority. In practice, this means you don't need to be as concerned about deprioritization. You are not at the back of the queue during congestion on this tier. The Total Max 5G BYO is the same plan, but for $25 a month if you bring your own unlocked device. Now, that price is also locked in for 5 years. For a single person who already owns a compatible phone, lives in an area with strong Verizon 5G coverage, this is one of the better deals on the prepaid market right now. The Total All Access plan is $60 a month and is the top tier. It adds faster hotspot speeds at 10 megabits per second, a full ongoing Disney Plus premium subscription rather than the 6-month trial, 1 terabyte of cloud storage, international calling to 200 plus countries, and $10 of international long-distance credit. This is a solid plan for heavy data users and anyone who regularly goes abroad. You can also get much better value for money on multi-line accounts. For example, 2 lines on Total Max 5G comes to $80 a month, 3 lines, $95 a month. 4 lines is $105 for the whole account. That's a good choice for, say, a family of 4, as it would only work out just over $26 per month per person. Now, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to come back to the network question from a different angle, because I think there is a misconception about budget carriers that's worth addressing. A lot of people assume that choosing a prepaid carrier like Total Wireless means accepting patchy coverage, dropped calls, and internet speeds that are just going to slow to a trickle. And that may have been a fair characterization of certain sectors of the prepaid market a decade ago, but it's not accurate now, at least not for the brands running on major network infrastructure. When you are on Total Wireless, you are using the very same physical towers as a Verizon postpaid customer, the same 4G LTE hardware, the same 5G Ultra Wideband transmitters were available. The difference doesn't lie in the tower, it's the priority class your traffic gets assigned when that tower is under load. For the majority of everyday use, browsing, navigation, streaming, calls, text, social media, that priority difference is largely unnoticeable. You are very unlikely to notice it, for instance, on a Tuesday morning in a suburban area with normal network load. You might notice it in a venue like a stadium with 70,000 people all trying to post at the same time, but that's just the way things are. If you're thinking about switching, it's worth knowing about the activation process too. Total Wireless supports eSIM on compatible devices, which means you can activate it without a physical SIM card. The process involves downloading the Total Wireless app or going through the website, verifying your device's IMEI number, for compatibility obviously, and following the setup steps. If your phone supports eSIM, the activation can be completed in minutes. If you prefer or you require a physical SIM, those are available too. Number porting from another carrier is supported, and it typically completes within a few hours, but can sometimes take longer. I also want to touch on the 5-year price guarantee, because it's quite unusual in this market. When Total Wireless says your price is locked for 5 years, they mean the monthly rate you sign up at will not increase for 60 months, taxes and fees included. In a market where carriers quietly raise rates or restructure plans every year or two, that level of pricing certainty is something many people are going to pay a premium for. So, to come back to the original question, what network does Total Wireless use? Verizon's. Fully, exclusively, happily. 4G LTE with 99% population coverage, 5G across a growing national footprint, and 5G Ultra Wideband in cities on the Max 5G and All Access plans. If Verizon has strong coverage where you live, Total Wireless will give you access to that network at a much lower monthly cost than a Verizon postpaid plan, with no annual contract, transparent all-in pricing, and a 5-year rate lock. And the trade-off is potential deprioritization during congestion. That's real and worth knowing about, but it's manageable, and for many people it could well be a non-issue depending on where they live and how they use their phone. Naturally, you need to check the coverage map for your specific location before you commit. If the coverage is there, the network question is answered. I'm your digital merchant. Subscribe for more no-fluff insights. Stay digital, stay profitable.